Hi, Capricorn. It's Power and Light Tarot coming at you with the reading. Let's see what we got, Capricorn, for you guys. And yeah, we are headed toward the Scorpio full moon. And for you, Capricorn, which is about transformation and regeneration, it can be about endings, intense culminations, because the full moon is a culmination of whatever you were doing during the new moon, Scorpio new moon, in November of last year. So this is how it works, right? When we come to the full moon now, whatever you were doing at that time, the new moon is planting seeds with whatever is now culminating a now. So they try to think back to the new moon which was in, I believe, early November, sometime in November, the earlier part. Excuse me, because Sagittarius season, begins near the end, right? Near about the 22nd. But yeah, this is about a culmination. So Scorpio for you is in your 11th house, of hopes and wishes. It's also about friends or social groups, things like that. It can be about freeing yourself as well. Maybe you have freed yourself. The 11th house is ruled by Uranus, and this is about rebellion and freedom, right? It can be about, like your innovation, doing something entirely different. Yeah, I mean, the 11th house there's a lot in there, but so we could be coming to, all of us can be maybe coming to an ending with something with the Scorpio full moon. There's something that could be revealed, because Scorpio is also about the occult, things that are hidden. And with the full moon, secrets can be revealed, like things just come out, right? It can be, it doesn't have to be a secret that somebody was keeping a secret from you. It can be something that you see now, like Scorpio energy, like psychically. You're able to intuitively understand it and you see it. Things that are kind of hidden from your psyche in the past or deep down. Scorpio is also about what is very deep and intense, and emotional. So, so for some of us, this could be an emotional full moon, right? An emotional one, right? I try not to get too emotional. I try not to, but but let's see what we have, Capricorn. And we're using the Chinese horoscope cards here, new beginnings. All right, so with the full moon, with culmination and endings, what do endings bring? They bring new beginnings, right? That's the very cool thing of Scorpio, because it is about regeneration and transformation, right? So this is a number one, of course. She's here with the baby. Maybe you're going to have a baby, right? The baby here looks like he's already like 2 years old, right? He does. But, that's cool. Let's see what else we have. And we have karma reversed. Wow, Sagittarius got that card. And, Capricorn, we have Saturn in Aries moving into, Saturn, your planet, is moving into Aries on the 24th. And this is about restrictions. If you haven't done the work, it can be about karmic lessons like punishment. But because Capricorn and, Saturn, which, is the ruler of Capricorn, it is about, our ambitions and maturity and time and that has gone by. But it is about, what we are trying to create for ourselves through hard work and discipline and through maturity. So this could be a very interesting full moon for you. But this karma card reversed is definitely, there is some restrictions here. Somebody learned some karmic lessons in this reading. And now, Capricorn, this could be you or this other person, because these are typically love readings, right? And for me, and so new beginnings, Capricorn, you look like you're going to have a new beginning in love. And after some restrictions have been placed and possibly lifted, right? But somebody here learned some karmic lessons. And this is a 7, and 7s, it's a 16. 7 is the number of assessing and evaluating. So, somebody learned after they had time to learn to look and evaluate here after kind of the tower came in and either bit them in the booty or, kind of pinched their toe really, really hard. That can be here. This could be your person. But somebody learned through some restriction is my whole point here, or a challenge. We have trust, and maybe they have learned to trust. Yeah, that's interesting. But, interesting, it could be too, maybe somebody didn't trust you, or maybe you didn't trust them. But this is about self-trust, because it's the most important trust. If you don't trust yourself in this life, how could you ever trust anybody else, right? Or how can you trust yourself to have a new beginning in anything, right? Yeah, this is going to be kind of a, this is an interesting reading already. It is. And this trust card is, it's a 29, which is an 11, which is a 2. And a 2 is about two people or trusting in a decision or a choice, right? Yeah. So let's see what else we have in this reading, Capricorn. Hope you guys are doing well. And we have the love card. All right. Very cool. So she's in love with somebody here. Maybe it's self-love, but she's holding this pink crystal like a rose quartz here, which is for love, right? It definitely is. Excuse me. She's closing her eyes, and she's, her third eye is activated here. It's kind of a little, interesting kind of mark here. It's really interesting how the Hindus have that right at the third eye, don't they? And, I don't know much about that, like entirely specifically kind of, they put that kind of dot there. But even the Christians, we have Ash Wednesday. It's usually right there, I believe. I think it is right on the third eye, right? And so that's interesting there, right? Let's see, we have the love card, and now we have answers. All right, so here's the hermit-looking man, and he's been gathering insight somewhere. He's got the flame in his hand, and all these kind of, they look like maybe they're bats. I'm not sure what kind of birds are here, but you can tell he's had time to think about stuff because he hasn't had a haircut, and it's fine to have long hair if it looks nice, but for him it's all in his face and it's a mess, right? So he definitely has been focusing on his spirituality and insights, right? He definitely has. Let's get another card here. Answers. He has gained his answers. Forgiveness. Somebody may want you to forgive them. They may have, and they could have suffered karmic lessons with karma reversed. Yeah, they could have. So that's really interesting here. And yeah, that Scorpio full moon is going to bring people karmic lessons because Saturn will move into Aries. Wow. And, Scorpio, the ancient ruler of Scorpio is Mars, and that is the ruler of Aries, right? Where Saturn moves into Aries. Yeah, people are going to be learning some karmic lessons this month, right? Yeah, well, that's okay because, that is the school of hard knocks, but that's the thing that really helps us to evolve, right? If you never go to the school of hard knocks, then, I don't know, then, you probably didn't learn anything really profound, right? Or you were just born this wise guru, right? And good for you if that's the case, right? I know that wasn't the case over here, right? As I was saying in the Sagittarius reading, on my Facebook page, I used to have, kind of what school did you go to? Something like that. And I put the School of Hard Knocks, which was true, but hey, it's fine. Makes you a richer person, right? So yeah, if you guys want to get a psychic reading, you can, Capricorn. I always check for accuracies. This is how I do it. They're lots of fun. We have different formats. If you want to do a live reading or just simply a recording or both. Same with the tarot cards. And if you don't understand somebody or you just met them, something like that, or you need insight on somebody or your own insight for you about your personal situation, you can always get one of those. And and Mystic Sense has a free 5-minute psychic reading. And I also do past life readings, which is about karma. It's about past life karma and how to release it. And everybody holds on to some. They just don't know it. Yeah, they don't because Western society is not, it's not about that. It's not about anything deep. It's about everything surface and everything surface like materialistic, all that kind of stuff, right? It's more earthly instead of spiritual, right? And we all need earth energy, of course, but we need the deep down stuff. For sure we do, right? We need all of the 4 elements, really. So bottom of the deck is the World card, Capricorn. And this could be about karma because this is your card, really, the World card. It's also a Scorpio card because things have come full circle. So there could be transformation. And she's very happy to have reached a milestone. She's feeling good in her own skin. That's why she's naked, right? And she's dancing. This is the dancer. And she has gone through a lot of karmic lessons, really. And because she's very mature now, when you come full circle and you feel good in your own skin. So, she's suffered some or learned some lessons. The World card is about lessons. As I said, it's a Capricorn card. Capricorn is the 10th house of maturity. Yeah, there's nothing That is out of the 12 signs. When you speak of maturity, you're talking about Capricorn. Yeah, you really are. And Saturn, and learning to evolve. This is a card of evolution, and you can't evolve if you haven't gained maturity in your life. That's right. And that's why, youth has its beauty, but, as you age and things, has its wisdom, right? Yeah. And that's how it is, right? It's hard to have it all at one time. It really is. And that's life, right? If you're little and you're enjoying life and, it's beautiful, your parents taking care of you and you get to do all this stuff, it's great, but you don't really have power over your life. So that's why, you can't have everything at one time. It just doesn't really work like that. But there's some karmic lessons here, and there is a wish that comes true in this reading for you, Capricorn, because the love card is here, and there's answers, there's trust, there's a new beginning. The world card is here. Maybe you are forgiving yourself even, right? I mean, we always talk about forgiving somebody else, but forgiving yourself is more profound. Yeah, it's important you forgive other people so you can move on and live your life without guilt and all this kind, right? Or holding on to grudges and all that against people who might have wronged you, right? And most of them have, are completely wounded themselves, right? If you ever look at anybody who really hurt you, and you really take time to reflect on them, they're coming wounded, right? And, so that's what they're putting out, kind of giving out more wounds, right? Hurting other people. But this could be self-forgiveness. This could be about self-love. And it can also be about a brand new beginning in love with somebody else. And it can be both. That's what I feel like this is probably both, because we have wisdom here when we have trust and answers. And the world card. This is wisdom. All right? Yeah, she said, yeah, the only thing she said is I wasn't wise enough to go put something on, right? I have to still deal with this physical world, right? They don't want me running around naked, right? Let's see what we got. King of Pentacles showing up for you. 5 of Cups. Yeah, see, this is learning some type of a lesson, and there's regret here, but it's okay because there's 2 cups standing, right? So, yeah, and let's see what else we have. We have the 8 of Swords, the Emperor. So the Emperor is wise, isn't he? He's definitely wise. He's running an empire. So, even if he's made mistakes in his life, he's wise, right? He's kind of like the Hermit a little bit too, with this answers card, solutions, spiritual answers, because he has a big long beard. He doesn't have time for, for kind of grooming and all that, right? That cracks me up, right? Yeah, but he's very wise. And that is what this is about. This is about being wise and taking control of your life and creating stability from that wisdom, the number 4, right? That's what answers bring. Answers bring stability. They might bring a tower in the beginning, but in the end, it's about bringing stability, right? And so we have somebody here who has learned with the 6 of Swords. The 6 of Swords is a card of learning and recognizing that I need to move forward and leave the past behind, or I've learned, or something is no longer serving me, and I have to move forward to evolve, right? I do, and I have to use, it's also a card, there's a little bit of a challenge with the 6 of Swords because they're swords, right? There could be a lesson here with the recognition. It is a transition, and he's going somewhere that is better for him. And to his right is the choppy waters, choppy, not chappy. And over here is the calm and serenity. And next to it is the 4, the Emperor. So he's moving toward something that's more stable for him, right? And why it's all happening here is progress and movement here. This 8 of Swords is really about that. But it is about a lesson as well, that she has to release herself, or that she has kind of made herself feel stuck, or put herself in a situation where like she kind of trapped herself, right? She's wearing a blindfold, but there's a release here. There could be some grieving because of some karmic lesson that is learned in this reading. I'm pretty sure, yeah, especially with that World card right here. This card says it all in this reading, right? This is also a wish come true, as I said, because of maturity. And because of somebody's path, there's a complex path that somebody, and here's the 6 of Swords, can be a complex path as well, because somebody has learned and they have recognized. But They have 6 swords here that they're kind of dealing with, right? So, after the 5, right? Yeah, after the 5, which is loss. So, yeah, and conflict and chaos and stuff like that. The High Priestess reversed, the 3 of Wands. This is a future card, right? Of course, we have new beginnings. Yeah, and we have the Lovers. And let's see what else we have. We have the 4 of Pentacles. So, so we start the reading, Capricorn, with the King of Pentacles. And this may be you. This may be another earth sign, right? The King of Pentacles is always trying to create stability, right? Based on Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. Create stability with his values, create financial stability, right? And they all are about that, because earth signs can be about the financial, anything that brings stability and that is practical. And, money is, it's a practical thing, right? Our relationship with money is, that's something else. It's far deeper, right? But the King of Pentacles here, and the crossing energy here is this 5 of Cups. So there's a release, a surrender. Somebody is not holding on or kind of self-suppressing themselves. This is like I'm letting go of something that had me feeling really stuck. And I'm going to trust. Somebody's learned trust here. It could be self-trust. I feel like it is because, maybe somebody is going to trust in you, Capricorn, or they want you to trust in them, because we have forgiveness, right? As I said, this can be self-forgiveness or forgiving somebody else. So now let's get a card on the 5 of Cups, the crossing energy with the 3 of Swords. Well, it could be, right? It could be that, there could have been a third party, heartbreak or heartache, disappointment, hurt, anything like that could have gone on in this reading, because we have this karmic lesson, once again, with the World card here at the bottom of the deck. We're going to pull that out here just to kind of, this is really important, this World card. It really is, right? Now, the World card is about your life. And I remember when I was little, I used to kind of really little, like 5 years old, what's the difference between the world and life? I didn't kind of get it, right? And this is where it comes together, really, the world and your life. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, when I was, maybe I was even 4, I don't know, but I was already questioning things, like questioning the church, right? I'm like, what? How can a little baby have sins, right? I'm like, what? We didn't have too much of that because of, we weren't, I was a Protestant, and we didn't have too much of that, like pay for your sins when you're born and get back. No, we didn't have that, right? We had baptism, but we didn't really have like paying, they didn't talk about really paying for your sins so much. No, it was just kind of ridiculous. How can babies have sins, right? How can you be born into the world with sins? That's ridiculous, right? So anyway, in this reading, though, somebody could change their beliefs in this reading big time. Like, I don't believe in the same way that I used to. It's definitely a possibility. Now, why it's all happening in this reading is a release and a surrender. And, I don't want to feel stuck anymore. I'm just going to trust. I'm going to trust in love, maybe self-love, love in you, Capricorn, loving you, possibly you loving them. But somebody has the answers here. And as I said, okay, so High Priestess reversed is showing up in the past. But let's see about this Emperor. This is external to you. I feel like this is probably somebody external to you or you have learned about them maybe. Maybe they have taught you some lessons. It's possible, right? We all learn lessons from other people. That's what relationships are about. It's about a back and forth relating, and we learn, right? It's not just about, I'm in a relationship and, I have somebody to go out with every weekend, and we go on trips. It's about relating to one another and learning, right? Yeah, learning to relate or learning from relating, right? And and relating or relationships are really about establishing harmony and balance within the relationship and for you, right? Of course, right? Nobody wants to be in a relationship where you feel like you don't have any inner harmony because you're seeing somebody who's really chaotic or bringing you problems. But the Emperor here showing up, Capricorn, is a card of Somebody here is taking control of their life because they have figured things out with the answers card. And let's get a card on that. And we have the 10 of Wands. And they had to lay something down. So once again, there's a karmic lesson. We have karma reversed. And they've learned and they laid it down, right? Yeah, and so somebody could have learned of their own divinity in this reading, like really trusting the universe. We have trust. This is a deep reading. I feel like it is because it just is. The Emperor is a card. It is about depth because it just is. The World card is about depth. The Hanged Man is about depth. So somebody here learns through some type of deep understanding of themselves, or deep, intense karmic lessons. That's a very Scorpio thing. And here is the High Priestess reversed. So this can be really learning through through karmic lessons as well. The High Priestess is the all-knowing. In the reverse, could be learning through kind of secrets that somebody kept from themselves. Like they didn't understand. They didn't understand kind of what life was, or they just didn't kind of understand. But when the karmic lessons come, you're going to learn. Definitely you are, right? And as I say, we all have those. But the Six of Swords now is how somebody is seeing themselves. This is learning right here, and it is getting to a better place and leaving the past behind. We cannot grow and live in this world today or be mindful or present if we are stuck in the past. So if there's something bothering you from the past, I don't know, become spiritual, meditate. Maybe you want to go to, a spiritualist or a therapist. Be careful with the therapists, right? Yeah, some of them need major therapy on their own. Yeah, I know somebody like that. And I'm like, oh my God, really? You really have that job? What? Right? Let's see. And we have the Seven of Wands here. And this is basically where somebody's overwhelmed and they know they have to move on from something. Yeah, even a mindset possibly, because these are swords, right? Now, the High Priestess is reversed in the past. It's showing up with the Queen of Swords in the past. This could be somebody who's really learned really hard. This can be, it's possible there's jealousy or kind of really meanness going on right here. It is possible with these two combined energies. This can be that somebody has learned about a secret and they're really angry, possibly. Because remember, there's something going on in this reading when we have the Ten of Wands in the external energy with the Emperor next to this eight and Six of Swords. Something's going on here. The Five of Cups is here. Regret, right? And Three Cups are spilled over with the Three of Swords. So this can be third party. It just can be a bunch of stuff. Right? There's a lot going on in this reading, and it is very deep with this High Priestess showing up and karma. It's super deep. And the Hangman is a card that's a very deep card as well, because this is Pisces energy, and Pisces is a water sign about the ocean. This is intensity, right? It's deep romantic feelings, anything that is deep. Yeah, that can be kind of, it just is. Pisces is about deep emotions. Yeah, it is. Nothing surface-like with the Hanged Man, nothing at all. So if you know Pisceans, they're deep and they're emotional, right? But this Queen of Swords here with the High Priestess reverse, Capricorn, yeah, there's something really deep going on here. And somebody could really be mad, possibly, about a secret that's maybe being revealed. It is a possibility. We're going to get one more card on that. Somebody could have found out that somebody wants a future with you. It's possible, or they are feeling that. Could be. And this can also be like, I have figured things out both with my logic and with my intuition. But the hard way, the High Priestess reverse, can be kind of, use trusting your intuition. But sometimes after, kind of the shit hits the fan. Yeah, it can be about that. We have the Queen of Pentacles here. The concern is about the future with you, Capricorn, or maybe this is your own future. It could be about self-love, right? Yeah, and if we're holding on to anything that we feel guilty about right here, forgiveness, that's holding you back big time. Somebody, if this is about self-forgiveness, this is great. Because you can't live in the future. You just can't. If you are mad at yourself or it doesn't even have to be mad. You're just holding on to something, mistake you made in the past, and you're thinking, gee, I'm not all that, right? Wow, look what I did, and I don't deserve blah blah blah. Screw all that, right? Just leave that behind and learn from it, right? There should be a purpose for the pain, and move on and grow, right? That's what the past is, to help us be more mindful and present here, and to overcome and learn. That's what the past is for. Right? Yeah, it definitely is. And the good memories are great because they can live on in our hearts. But when we let the bad or the other memories live on that were challenging and sad and things like that remain in our heart, this is when we are really cutting our own foot. Yeah, cutting ourselves off. Cutting your own foot off, basically. The Hangman is in the environment. This can be a sacrifice or a release. And in this reading, it is. There's a sacrifice. But it's a sacrifice for the good. It is. Let me sacrifice something here. 6 of Swords, 10 of Wands, and lay it down with the 4 of Wands so I can be happy, maybe get married, but definitely celebrate and be happy and live with some stability and live with some passion and inspiration for the future. The Lover's card showing up. And this could be that somebody has chosen you, Capricorn, after they learned some very karmic lessons with the Knight of Cups, definitely. Or you have chosen them. The Lovers is a choice. It's a very spiritual choice. It's a very choice where you're trusting your intuition that somebody is like a soul. You have a soul contract with them. That's what it's about, soulmates, right? I feel like one of these cards was talking about soulmates, and I forget which one it was. Yeah, I do. But here we have the 4 of Pentacles showing up in the potential outcome. This is possibly holding on to somebody here, or somebody holding on to you for a new beginning. But this can be holding on to your own kind of security and your values so you can live with more stability and live grounded. And he's looking at him stepping on these pentacles. This is about grounding. It can be, right? Yeah. And holding on to your true values, who you really are deep down and who you really were. But now you are reclaiming that. Yeah, with these spiritual insights, these answers, and possibly with self-forgiveness. It's a really beautiful reading. Whether or not this is about a love relationship with somebody, I believe it definitely is for many of you. We have that card. And it can also be about self-love, which is really, after all, you guys, the most important, because that's when your whole life moves forward. That's when your whole life changes, right? Yeah. Thanks so much for joining me. If you guys want a reading, they are lots of fun, very insightful. Check out the description box below. Please like, share, and subscribe. It really helps to keep these readings coming, you guys, and hit the little bell in order to receive notifications. Thanks so much, you guys. Have a good one. Yeah.